It's very important for us to acknowledge the impact that outliers can have on a set of data. Now, outliers are basically numbers that appear on extremes, either on the low end or on the high end. So, for example, if you had a test that you gave in math and everyone in the class scored around 60%, but there was one student that got 100%, that student would be considered an outlier. And so we're going to be taking a look at this because we want to see the effect that an outlier can have on a set of data, and the importance that we have to take or make a decision as to whether or not to include that number, because it may actually throw the accuracy of our data that we've gathered off because of one outlier. Okay, so let's take a look at the number of free throws made in this case. We've got a total of 5 students that made free throws, and we gave them 10 shots, and these are the number of shots that they got in. So as you can see, we've got one student got 1 basket, 2 baskets, 3 baskets, and 9. So let's take a look at our different measures of central tendency here. So we want to take a look at our median, which is just our middle in the set of data. So let's take a look. And in this case, the median is going to be 3. And our mode in this case is the number that appears the most, so that's going to be also going to be 3. And where this really gets us a little bit screwy is when we take a look at our mean. So we have to calculate this all up. So if we said 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 9, that's going to give us a total of 18. Well, when we calculate that out, if we take our trusty calculator here, and we say, well, all right, we've got 18, and we want to divide that. Okay, so our calculator is sticking here. All right, so we've got 18, so it's 9. Let's see, 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 3 is 18, so we're right on there. So we got 18, and we want to divide that by 5. It's going to give us a mean of 3.6. So we're saying that the average score, the average number of baskets that the kids in this class make is about 3.6 per 10 shots. Well, that's not exactly an accurate representation. Let's take a look at range, because we're going to see even a bigger discrepancy in range. So if we said, what are the range of shooters in your class? Well, we would say that that range has got to be 9 minus 1. So the range has got to be 8. Well, that's a big range, and that can be very misleading when you think of how much discrepancy there is in the class. You say, wow, there's a lot of different basketball players in this class that have a lot of different skill. But there really isn't. If we take a look at this entire data range, we can see that the 4 students that shot here, they were only separated by 1 or 2 baskets at the most. There was only 1 student here that was far superior to the rest of them, and because of that, his score or her score has created a huge gap and misrepresented the actual data. Let's take a look at this now when we actually take out our outlier. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is we are going to adjust our mean and our range. Now, obviously, our median in this case would change because it would be here between 2 and 3. So this would move to 2.5, and our mode would stay the same at 3. But our mean is going to change here, because now all we have to do is say 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3, and that's going to give us a score of 9. And when we take 9 and we divide it, and now all we're doing is dividing it by 4, we're going to see 9 divide, let's see if we can do this right here, 9 divided by 4 is going to give us a total of, well, let's see if we can do this right here without actually screwing up our calculator. So 9 divided by 4 is going to equal 2.25. Well, that is a substantial difference between 3.6. And this is actually a better reflection of this set of data when you look at it, because 2.25 is actually closer to the mid-range here, whereas the previous mean 3.6, well, that was actually a higher score than every other kid in the class except for this kid right here. And now if we take a look at our range is only 3 minus 1, which means it's 2. And that is a huge difference on the range of the caliber of the free throw shooters in the class. So as you can see, outliers can make a huge difference, and we have to make sure that we are actually paying some special attention to them and taking them out when necessary.